Hey, outdoorsness. It's not going to be much of an outdoors thing today, I don't think. This is kind of a last minute, unplanned, impromptu outdoors thing. It's like the 2nd of November. All the leaves have fallen off the trees. It's kind of cold out, except the past couple days it was unseasonably warm. Like really warm. It was like 80 degrees the day before Halloween, something like that. I'm further north from where all that was, but I do think it was a little toastier than normal up here. Point being, there might be some late last minute mushrooms to find down by the river here, but we won't know that till we get there. Alright, it's not quite rifle deer season yet, but I think it's like bow season or maybe even muzzleloader season. I don't know. But if we're going to go in the woods, we're going to want to be appropriately attired. There we go. Okay, that's where we're going to go. I'm not expecting we'll find anything, but maybe we will. Probably not going to find any mushrooms to eat in early November, but a lot of times when I come into these woods, I find stumble across something cool. Here's some mushrooms. Not the edible kind. There's some more. Also probably not very edible. I think they're more like wood than they are anything. Kind of wish it was, no, I think fishing season's wrapped up by now. At least brook trout season for keeping them. Otherwise, this would be a pretty, oh, look at this. Those look like people tracks. Which means I should probably keep an eye peeled for a tree stand, so I don't screw up somebody's deer hunting. I don't see any in there. I can't really tell how fresh these are, because I don't think, I was going to say those leaves being there, not very fresh, but I think the leaves were there when the track was made. Looked like they were headed that way, maybe. I don't know why you'd walk in the damn mud. Well, I'm walking in the mud, so this answers that mystery. Okay, so it's probably not someone on their way to a tree stand. There's easier ways to get to tree stands in there, if there are any. Mushroom. All dried up. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to find a lot of tasty mushrooms today, really, but like I said, given the unseasonable heat, and thought we might find a late lion's mane, maybe, but doesn't appear that we will. Keep poking around, maybe we'll find something cool, like a bone or a feather or something like that. There's a leaf over there, it just moved, scared the crap out of me. I'm curious about what this is. I think we got some dirt. Don't see it anywhere else, so I don't know if something tried to dig out a burrow in there or what happened, but like there doesn't look to be much of a hole. I don't know. What is that? Okay, there's just trees that are down. It looked like a fence or a structure or something. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna get out of here. I don't like it. Tell you, if I was deer hunting this year, got a pretty good idea where I'd be doing it. No, not next to the road, but somewhere in the vicinity of these deer tracks. Yeah, if you don't know, you don't deer hunt. You're not allowed to shoot deer. Like, I don't know what the distance is. Frankly, I'm of the mind that if you're close enough, we have to measure. You're probably too close to the road. But there's some amount of distance you have to be away before you shoot. I'm checking out that gnarly ass tree. So when I said I'd hunt around here, I didn't mean off the road. In case anybody wondered. This tree looks strange. That looks like a chaga, actually. Type of fungus, a mushroom. Yeah, I don't think this tree's gonna be upright for much longer. But who knows? They did some work on this road recently, you can see. Well, you wouldn't know, but this road got some work done to it. I remember earlier in the year, it was getting to be pretty close to unpassable. So, how far do we want to go up? How much further do we want to go? I'm not going all the way, but I think there's a little, there's another little cut up here. It's a little more walkable, so I want to go check that out, and then I think we'll turn back. What do we got? Litter bugs. What's the litter bug's preferred brand here? Litter bugs like Bud Light. I see them drinking Keystone a lot too. The 40s, the tall ones. Oh, look at that. It's got a little gate of tires. I don't see any tree stands, do you? I don't want to walk under somebody's tree stand. Here's the stone wall. Alright, let's take a little stroll down this way. This would not be a bad place to sit for deer. You can sit up on the hill there. You could watch this track while you could watch that. You can even see down there. Speaking of deer hunting, I don't think I'm going to do it this year. I didn't think I was going to at all earlier this year because the big September road trip wasn't going to leave me with a lot of time to scout or target shoot or do anything like that. I just don't have the time off. Like I said, I took a month-long road trip. Work let me have that. And that was nice, but it left me with no time off this year to take for deer hunting. Long story short, yeah, I don't think we're going to do any deer hunting this year. I am looking for deer bones. There's a lot of distressed beech trees in here, so I was kind of fingers crossed I'd find a lion's mane. Probably not a fresh one, but no dice, no mushrooms. All right, I've wandered around here enough. I think I'm gonna head back. I do have to say, this is like one of my favorite times of year. It's quiet. Like the whole vibe is quiet. Like there's no leaves on the trees to rustle like all hell when the wind blows. You know, the wind leaf peepers aren't here anymore. Even the squirrels seem like they've calmed down, you know. I mean, I'm sure they're still out foraging, but I don't know. Just everything seems to be like it's getting ready to button up. If it hasn't buttoned up already. It's one of my favorite times. It's not my favorite, but I don't know. I'm of the mind that your favorite time of year should be whatever time it happens to be. Just seems so much more convenient that way. You know, if my favorite time of the year was the spring or something, boy, I'd have a wait ahead of me, wouldn't I? My favorite time of the year was the fall. I'd be pretty bummed out because it's fall's over. Try to get better at just you know, liking whatever time it happens to be. Easier said than done sometimes. This is also not a bad place to deer hunt. I recall sitting there, I believe, or maybe it was further up, and I hadn't seen anything all season, and like, let me set the scene for you. It was darker than it is now, even more overcast. There was none of this, and I could see the shape of a doe walking that way. And yeah, that was the only deer I saw that year. Can't remember what year it was now, but fairly recent. Alright, outdoorsnists. As I suspected, we did not find any mushrooms where we went. It was a little disappointing. I didn't find anything really all that cool. Like, you know, didn't find a bow and a feather. Hell, even a weird piece of wood. But that's okay. Right. Wait. Nope. Garbage. I thought it was something cool, but just trash. So, anyway. Oh, hello there, outdoorsness. We are back in that spot during the winter time. I think in those clips I said something about wanting to come back after it snows and see what all the changes are. So hopefully I did actually say that, otherwise this might not make a lot of sense, but hopefully I just explained it. Anyway, yeah, this is one of my favorite areas to hang out. We used to go fishing, swimming over there all the time. You know, other thing. This is a snow machine trail, snowmobile trail, I should say. You've all seen that road on the channel before. It's a class 4 road, meaning the town doesn't maintain it in the wintertime. So if you live up there, you're kind of on your own for figuring out how to get up there. I don't think too many people live up there, if memory serves. Anyway, let's go into the winter wonderland. I got my hunting boots on, which probably isn't going to help me through this snow very much, but alright, where do we want to go later? That's the question. So I've been trying to get in 10,000 steps a day, right? Whoa. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna get 10,000 steps in per se, but even how deep it is in here, probably can say it's gonna be a hard walk. Oh yeah, up to my knees. Look at that. I've been snowshoeing exactly once in my life, and I hated it because I had the old style ones with the rawhide and the wood and the leather, and I couldn't keep the damn things on my feet. Drove me crazy. Ended up, I think they fell off, and I just said to hell with it. I trudged through the snow like I'm doing now. So let's see what I got here. Looks like a set of tracks going to that pool from over there. I'm gonna guess some kind of small rodent. They don't look like deer tracks from here. I saw deer tracks on my way down here. I'll show them to you on the way back maybe, but you'll see the difference. I don't see any deer trails in here. I'm already huffing and puffing from walking. So far, that's the most interesting thing I've seen in here. At first glance, it looks like a nest, but I think it's called a witch's broom. It's some kind of tree disease, I think. Don't quote me on any of this, but it's not a nest. I mean, something might nest in it, but There, I'm going to extend this. Let's see if I can get a closer look at it. Yeah, that might be the only interesting thing we see here today. It is nice in here. It's very, the snow kind of muffles the noises. There's no crinkling leaves or anything like that, so it's very quiet and peaceful here. I didn't bring anything to do really, like make tea or anything like that. What did I bring for beverage? Some kind of 0 calorie, 0 sugar drink. So maybe I'll drink that to wet my whistle and then stand about in here for a bit and then head back out. Alright, I think I've drank up all the quiet winter nature I want to. A crow flew over, but just that's it. There's been no more no birds, no squirrels, no nothing out here today. Seems everything was doing something else with its time. Anyway, let's trudge back out and head on home. Alright, an update on the van. So I've been taking it to do laundry once a week, just to turn the engine over, keep it from developing problems while it sits over winter. And last week it wouldn't start. Nothing I did would make it start. I guess cold had drained the battery is what had happened. So I had waited till it warmed up a bit, tried it again, still no dice, so ended up calling AAA, had a tow truck come over. They jumped it, and then I took it down to Len Nichols just to make sure the battery wasn't defective. I didn't think it was, because remember, I had it replaced for the big trip in September. And sure enough, yeah, the cold just killed it. So we'd had a string of very cold days and nights. So I think the lesson is I need to turn it on every, 2 or 3 days maybe instead of once a week, at least while it's super cold out. So, along those lines, I want to take it out next weekend and find something to do with it. It's obviously a winter wonderland still, so I gotta find some place I can park overnight with it and not be bothered by the law or the outlaw. Also where, they're not gonna plow or something like that. So I think the next couple days I'm gonna spend trying to figure out where I might do that. Anyway, I don't know how interesting said adventure video will be, because it might be fun to just see how far we can get in a day from Vermont. Maybe we can drive to where there's less snow, warmer weather, I don't know. From what I'm seeing in the forecast, it's all like this everywhere you go. Maybe not in like Florida, but I can't quite get down to Florida in a weekend and back. That's a bit much. If I could, believe me, I would. No dice. So anyway, I don't know what the next outdoors thing will be. I gotta think of something. So that appears to be a deer trail. I'm not gonna walk on it. Looks bigger than a squirrel, so I'm gonna go with deer. Anyway, what was I gonna say? That might be all we got today, folks. I don't think that was a very interesting video. Yeah, I went down there late fall thinking maybe I'll find something cool to film. I really didn't. So, and then I came up here. I was going to do the Super Bowl weekend at my folks' house, just have some people over. I wasn't going to do any outdoorsing things. And I said, I'll go down there with the camera and maybe, salvage some of that idea for a video. So we'll see how it works in the end. But yeah, I've not been out a lot in the winter. I mean, there's something to be said for enjoying the time you have when you have it and all that. But I also like the idea of winter being a time for quiet reflection inside your house. So I've been doing a lot of, we're planning for the trip to Memphis, Tennessee, and then we're gonna go back through the south and see what we can of it. I'm gonna focus on parks and outdoor areas and maybe some points of oddity interest, things like that. I did what I did for the September trip. I just gone Google Earth, flagging areas of possible interest, and I'm gonna try to import that to another map thing that'll work with the GPS, so wherever we are I can just call it up, look at what's nearby, plug it in and go. So not much of a plan really, which is kind of how I like to do these things. So yeah, I think the van will hold up. Like I said, it had the battery drain, but that's because of the cold. Otherwise it's been running perfectly fine. Haven't had any problems. Hopefully that holds out. So anyway, I think that's the video. Like and subscribe, and hopefully the next one will be slightly more interesting. I lied about that being the video. I think what I want to do is to get my full 10,000 steps in, walk maybe down to the Red Barn and back. I think I've done this walk on a video before, can't remember now. But when I say Red Barn, I mean it's a brown barn. It hasn't been red in a very long time, but it's always going to be the Red Barn to me. So we're going to go there and then back, and hopefully I'll have my 10,000. I've been out walking. Alright, this is about as far as I usually go on these walks, so I'm gonna head back. Looks like the snowmobiles are out today. There's more of them on top of that hill over there. I don't know if you can see them from here. I don't want to know what that is. Finally, I've been walking up in this, after I said the last thing, I've been walking all over just trying to get those 10,000 in. Didn't think I was going to do it. Speaking of drained batteries, yeah, GoPro has that same problem, but worse. So there's another excuse not to go out and do outdoors things in sub-zero weather, is my camera batteries will not handle it. So anyway, I think that's the video for real this time. So see you on the next one.